Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we're checking out a crime comedy movie from 2000. The story takes place in Belgium, where four men dressed as Orthodox Jews break into a high-security location and steal an 84-carat diamond. Once they remove their disguises, one of the robbers named Frankie Four Fingers inspects the diamond and confirms it's genuine. Another accomplice offers Frankie a contact named Boris, who can provide him with anything he needs, including a gun, by calling a specific number when he arrives in London. Meanwhile, Tommy and Turkish, a boxing promoter, are observing a boxer named Gorgeous George practicing on a punching bag. They are involved in unlicensed boxing, where the goal is to inflict harm on each other. Turkish mentions they need a new office, which he refers to as a caravan. He can't operate the thing and sends Tommy to get a new caravan, claiming he knows about them from spending a summer in one. Turkish gives Tommy 10 grand for the purchase, and while Tommy puts it away, Turkish spots a gun in his pants. Tommy explains he got it from Boris the Blade for protection against Brick Top, a fearsome figure in the unlicensed boxing world who feeds people to pigs if they owe him. Turkish sees potential in a skilled fighter named Gorgeous George and wants to use him, but cautions him not to disappoint. They also introduce Doug, a notorious figure in the stolen goods industry. He talks briefly with his cousin Avi on the phone, who informs him that Frankie will sell the diamond elsewhere. Frankie meets Boris to exchange a favor for a new gun and to place a bet on Boris's behalf in an unlicensed boxing match. Boris plans to hire thieves to steal the diamond, aware of Frankie's gambling addiction. To avoid suspicion, Tommy drives to pick up a caravan for protection, with Gorgeous George joining him. They meet a man named Mickey, who comments on George's size and complete the deal. As they drive away, the caravan's wheels fall off, and the dog they received with the deal jumps out the window.
All right, Mickey, laters. I see what all the fuss is about. All right, bad fellas.
Tommy seeks a refund from Mickey, but he refuses, stating that Tommy bought the caravan as seen. He confesses that he scammed Tommy because Gorgeous George's presence implied a message. Ironically, they brought him for protection, but it led to their scam. Mickey demands a fight if they want a refund, and he defeats George in one punch, revealing himself as a bare-knuckle boxing champion. Tommy fears George may die and be buried by the gypsies, who recently gave them a dog for free in a deal. Meanwhile, Boris offers Saul a job to hold up the bookies, where Frankie will bet for him, offering 50 grand for half a day's work. Vinny, Saul, and Tyrone drive to the bookies, but Tyrone crashes into a van carrying Frankie and the briefcase with the diamond. The dog distracts Saul by pulling on his coat and chasing a squeaky toy. Vinny scolds the dog for snatching, referencing the movie's title, and the dog swallows the toy. Meanwhile, Tommy is warned by Turkish for placing Gorgeous George in a fight days before his match with Bricktop. They replace George with Mickey, who agrees to fight for a caravan to give to his mother. Turkish informs Bricktop of the change in fighters. Turkish informs Bricktop that Gorgeous George is lost, and Bricktop demands that Turkish ensures his new fighter goes down in the 4th round. Turkish becomes indebted to Bricktop, meaning he's trapped and cannot escape. Avi speaks with Doug, who mentions meeting Frankie at a boxing match where there will be gambling. Concerned about Frankie's gambling addiction and possession of the diamond, Avi rushes to London to search for him with Doug.
Anything to declare?
Yeah, don't go to England.
Meanwhile, Vinny, Saul, and Tyrone wait for Frankie outside the bookies, but mistakenly attempt to rob a woman who informs them that bets are canceled. The woman activates metal shutters for protection, and Vinny, Saul, and Tyrone try to escape, but the alarm prevents them from leaving. They discover the man with the briefcase is Frankie Four Fingers and feel defeated. As they leave, Tyrone sees the man with 4 fingers getting out of the van, knocks him out, and takes him with them. Boris visits them and learns they have Frankie but cannot retrieve the briefcase attached to his arm. When Vinny says Boris's name, he shoots Frankie and cuts off his arm to take the briefcase. Mickey, who was supposed to lose in the 4th round, wins the fight.
Now, I know he looks like a fat fucker. Well, he's a fat fucker, but he's dirty and he's dangerous.
Angering Bricktop. Turkish plans to leave the country but needs money from a safe. Bricktop and his cronies arrive, take Turkish's money, and force him to agree to use Mickey again and lose in the 4th round. Turkish and Tommy ask Mickey to fight for them again, while Bricktop searches for Vinny and Saul, who robbed his bookies. Mickey agrees to fight for free with a bet on whether the dogs catch a hare they're chasing.
Decided sauce frame furniture and scarlet cushions with matching chocolate covers.
Did you understand a single word of what he just said?
Turkish bets against the dogs, and they fail to catch the hare. Turkish must buy the caravan as he lost the bet, and Tommy comments on how absurd the situation is as they leave. Bricktop confronts Vinny and Saul as they dispose of Frankie's body and advises them to feed it to the pigs. Saul offers to find a diamond for Bricktop, who gives them 48 hours. Avi and Doug seek help from a bounty hunter named Bullettooth to find Frankie, who was last seen at the bookies. Bullettooth approaches a man named Mullet for information. Mullet reveals to Tony that Vinny and Saul robbed the bookies. Turkish informs Bricktop that Mickey won't fight unless he buys a caravan for his mom, but Bricktop took all of his money. To coerce Mickey to fight, Bricktop burns his mom's caravan while she was inside. Turkish apologizes to Mickey and convinces him to fight. Tony and Avi discuss Boris's past as a highly trained undercover agent, and they receive a call about a man selling an 84-carat stone. They send Tyrone to the Russian's house, but also capture Boris at the shop. Tyrone calls Saul about Boris being at the house, but Saul hangs up before he can explain the situation. Turkish and Tommy are on their way to the Russian's house to get a new gun. Tony and Avi leave with Boris in the trunk, followed by Vinny, Saul, and Tyrone. Vinny and Saul discuss if their replica guns work, and Saul fires a shot, causing Tyrone to crash into Boris, who escaped from the trunk. Tony and Avi go to a bar while Vinny and Saul confront Tony with their guns. A standoff ensues when Boris arrives with a gun, and they fight over the case inside, which contains the 84-carat stone. Tony is shot by Avi while trying to recover the stone from Vinny and Saul. Vinny reveals the stone was in his trousers, but the dog swallows it and escapes. Avi accidentally kills Tony while trying to shoot the dog, and he flees back to America. Vinny suggests finding Frankie's and Tony's bodies and getting rid of them, while Saul says the dog might have gone back to the campsite. The next morning, Turkish, Tommy, and Mickey meet while Bricktop plans to have them killed if they leave before him. But when they do, Bricktop is shot by a gypsy who had money riding on Mickey in the fight. The gypsies also kill the men waiting outside the campsite. Gypsies seek revenge for Mickey's mom's death, killing Bricktop and his men. Turkish and Tommy find the gypsy campsite empty and buried with bodies. They are confronted by police but allowed to leave with Vinny's dog. The vet finds the stolen diamond inside the dog, and Turkish asks what happens next. The man he's talking to puts his glasses on and puts the diamond down before replying. The movie ends with the man who found the diamond calling Avi, and that's it. The film features famous actors like Brad Pitt, Jason Statham, and Vinnie Jones, and was directed and written by Guy Ritchie. Lastly, be cautious of anyone with a pig farm. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.